Thanks for joining me today. If you're new to the channel, my name is Robert and I do woodworking projects with my buddy Eli. Today I am going to show you how to build a 3-layer ornament using Lightburn. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I am going to select the ellipse and I'm going to draw a 4-inch circle. Now, if you notice, it's not quite a round circle. To make it a round circle, you want to just hold down your shift key and then let go. Now, one thing we could see right away is that it's 136 millimeters. And that's too big because 100 millimeters is roughly 4 inches. So I'm going to go and change this to 100 and say enter. And if you notice, automatically the height changes with it. And that's because they are locked together. If I wanted to change the width without changing the height, I would unlock this and then change it. And then I can lock it back up if I want. Okay, so there we go. We have our 4-inch circle. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And to zoom in, I'm just using the scroll wheel on my mouse. First thing I'm going to do now is create an offset. So I'm going to come over here to the side, to the left, hit offset. And it's going to be outwards and I'm going to make it a 5. There we go. And I'm going to say okay. So now I have a circle, 2 circles together. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to select the actual circles and then I'm going to group them together. Now, no matter what, they will move together and they will always stay in this orientation. Now I'm going to make a little circle, and the reason why is because I want to make sure that I could put a string through it or something like that. So I'm going to go there, hit the shift button, let go of it. It's 13 mil, a little bit too big. I'm going to bring it down to about 10, close enough. I'm going to offset this as well, but 5 is too much, so I'll bring it down to 3 and say okay. At this point, what I'm going to do is select the smaller circle and I'm going to group it together. And so now this is always grouped together. So no matter what I move, it always moves together. So I'm going to select them both. I'm going to come up to the top and I'm going to hit the align center object. Now they are both aligned through the center. I'm going to bring this down and I'm just going to bring it right about here. I'm going to select this all again and make sure I'm centered again. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to weld these two together. So to weld them together, I'm going to scroll in. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to, from the bottom right, go to the top left. Just like this, make a box, selecting those two. And then right over here, I'm going to weld them together. So there we go. We have the base of our ornament. Next, I want a word going across this. And my wife and I celebrate holidays with our neighbors. And so this Valentine's Day, we call it Valentines Day. And we have Friendsgiving and Friendsmas and such like that. And I always do ornaments for us. So this time it's going to say Valentine's Day. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to select the edit text tool and I am going to select a font. Now I already know what font I want. It's the top one. It's this one, Brush Script MT. And I'm going to just click in here and I'm going to write Valentine's Day. And I'm not going to put the word day, by the way, just Valentines. Now, if you noticed up at the top here, I have it welded and I want it bold. So it's a little bit bigger like that. All right. So now I can go ahead and select this. And look at it and we can zoom in and we can see that they're all connected together, but they're not connected to the P, and we have to connect them to the P. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this and I'm going to right mouse click and say convert to path. Now I can select just the Valentines and I'm going to slowly move it over so that the A is just covering a bit of the P right here. And we're going to weld that together. So to do that, we're going to again, bottom right to top left, select the two and hit the weld button. Now it's all welded together. One thing to know is, if you noticed, if I move it, the center of all the letters are still there. And that's because we didn't group them together. So I'm going to undo that. And the first thing I'm going to do is select it all and then group them together. Now I can move them and it doesn't matter what I select, it's always the same. It's always moving the whole group, I should say. All right, so at this point, what we're going to do is we are going to put our Valentines into our ornament. I'm going to take that, I'm going to stretch it, and I'm going to curve it a little bit because it kind of looks a little boring just being there like that. And I'm going to go. At this point, we have our Valentines. I want to make it a little bit bigger, just a little bit, and move it over just a touch. Okay, and I'm going to take this and just, yeah, there, that's exactly what I want. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in, and again, like always, I'm going to weld everything together. But before I weld this together, it's a 3-layer. I need the Valentines as a layer on its own. So I'm going to select it, hit Control C, come up here and do a Control V, and there I got a copy of the exact same size as the Valentines that's down there. So now I'm going to weld this together. So to weld this together, just like before, I am going to take the lines here and do a bottom right to top left click, and then weld them together. So there it is. Now I'm going to go out, and as you can see, it is now all welded as one piece. Next thing I'm going to do is I am going to put a heart in there because it's Valentine's Day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into where my pictures are, and I surfed the internet and I found a picture of a heart, and it wasn't copyright protected or anything, so I'm going to use it, and there it is. We are going to put this heart right about here. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to select it. We're going to come over to Tools, and we're going to say Trace Image. If you do a trace image and it's not getting your image properly, you want to adjust these two things, the cutoff and the threshold. And if you move left to right, you'll see that it will select different things. So for us, I know about one here. This is good right here because it's the purplish line or whatever color that is. It is all around the heart. It's perfect. So I'm going to just leave it here, and I'm going to say Delete Image After Trace. And I'm going to say, okay, so there's my heart. It is way too big, so I'm going to make it a little smaller. And I'm going to take it over here, and yep, that's the size I want. And I'm going to, again, do Control C and Control V, because that's going to be my 3rd layer as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select here, and I'm going to weld it together. So there you have it. There's our bottom layer. Now what we have to do is start defining our cuts and layers, because we can't just say up here, just one layer, one cut, and do everything. It'll be a mess. Whenever you're cutting something, you always have to remember to work inside out. And what I mean by that is I'm going to select all of this. I'm going to ungroup it, and then I'm going to, well, remove this because it's not gonna, you'll understand later. Stick around and you'll understand later why I did that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna select all the inside characters. We're gonna hold down the Shift key, the inside of these letters, because they have to be cut out, and we're gonna define a path. We're gonna say they're blue. Now I can come over to here as well, select this because that's an inside as well, and select blue as well. Okay, so right now what it's saying is, it's over here, is it's gonna come out. It's going to cut the black stuff first and then the blue, which is the insides, which is not what we want. We want it the opposite. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the blue here, come to the arrowhead and move it up. Now it's going to cut the blue first, then the black. Next, what we're going to do is select the inside of this ornament here. I'm going to make that a layer as well. So there's layer number 2. Now it's in the wrong spot here, so bring it up, and here we go. And for the last thing, what I'm going to do is I am not going to cut this out. I want this to remain there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another layer, which is the green. And what I'm going to do is I am going to edit this, and I'm going to explain to you all the speeds and power. If you notice here, when I double click it, it tells me it's going to go 200 millimeters a minute, and it's going to do 80% power of the actual laser, and it's going to have air assist on. Whenever you are cutting, always have your air assist on. It makes the cuts so much nicer, very clean. If you do not turn on that air assist, you're going to burn all your wood and it's going to be junk, trust me. One other thing is that I have here 2 passes. So that what that means is that the laser is going to cut this out twice. And the reason why I do it is just in case the laser didn't cut all the way through the wood, the second time it will. And the final thing to know is you got to be in line mode. Whenever you're cutting, it's line mode. If you're engraving, if you were using fill, then fill would be great for, like, you have a marker in your hand and you want to color in something. So fill fills your objects using the laser, and line cuts them or makes lines in them. That's the first layer, which is right here. We can click on the second layer, and as you see, it's all the same as well. So we're good. Third layer is again the black. We're going to rearrange this. And so I'm going to go into now 3. And this is different though. If you notice, the speed is 1,000 millimeters a minute and the power is only about 25%. And the air assist is off. And the reason why is I just want it to outline that green part. And the mode is line like it was before, and I'm going to say okay. This is in the wrong spot, so let's bring it up. And you notice the air isn't on. You don't need air for just when you're marking the actual project. So I'm going to scroll in here. One thing I don't want is this little thing right here. It's not going to survive. It's so tiny. I'm going to delete it. Okay, there it goes. Okay, so now we have our base done. That's the first layer. The second layers, they're going to be exactly the same as the first layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to highlight it, I'm going to group it, then I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it. So there we go. So now I have a duplicate of it. Now in this, I only have to make one change, and that is, I'm going to ungroup it, and that is this green, because this time I want this cut out. So I'm going to just click on the green, and then I'm going to change it to red. So it does it when it does this half. So this is going to be all cut out, and this won't be. So we're going to see right through this section. They are now done. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to select this, and I want to make sure I group it all together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two and I'm going to make sure that they are aligned to the bottom, which they are properly, and we are good. So I'm going to bring this down in here. And you may be asking, why am I bringing this heart all the way down here? And that's because we want to maximize our material. I don't want to be sloppy and put things all over the place and then I'm wasting material. All we have left now is the word Valentines. So let's bring it over. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to straighten it just like that. Bring it down somewhere like this. And again, as I mentioned before, we need to do inside before we do outside. So let's go ahead and ungroup it. And we're going to select the inside of the letters. So the S, the E, the L, the A, and the P. There we go. And I can easily just say blue. And now they'll get cut out with all these things. Now, again, I don't need the I. And the reason why I don't need it is because here is going to be nothing here. So you can't actually glue that little I, the dot of the I, to anything because there won't be anything here. So here it is. So now let's group this all together, group it, and it's good to go. There, we are done. Now let's go over to the laser engraver and let's cut this all out. Alright, so now that the ornament is fully designed, I bring it over into my shop, load the file, and hit the start button on the Sculpt Fun. Now I'm not going to put you guys through the torture of watching this. This is actually at 20 times the speed, but it actually took me 30 minutes in total to cut all this out. After it was all cut out, I brought it back into my office and I started painting it. Alright, so now we're back in my office, and as you can see, I'm painting with the white, and I get these paints just from Walmart, and they're like $2, $2.97 and such, so they're really inexpensive. And so all I want to paint is the base white, and then the middle layer is not going to get painted at all. And then I'm just going to paint the heart and the word Valentines, and I'm going to glue it all together, just like you see. And once it's all done, it's all finished. So there it is. What do you think?